Rasheeda and Kirk Frost's toxic relationship has been featured on Love and Hip Hop for years, but it looks like it has had rougher consequences than they could ever have imagined. Because now 3 of their children have embroiled themselves in a serious situation that could possibly have all of them facing serious consequences.
Yeah, this is a real mess.
It is.
Because the streets are talking.
Yeah.
And the word is that there had been some back and forth between thood and Kelsie concerning what had been happening between them.
Yeah.
And the word on the street is that she called her brother over and got them involved in this mess.
Right.
Because we already know that one brother was staying there with them.
Right, Kai.
And then supposedly she called someone over, and then you know what broke loose.
Yeah.
And the streets are now saying that it was a whole entanglement of things going on between those two that no one knew about.
Right. So Kelsie is Kirk's daughter by another woman. So
right.
It's Rasheeda's stepdaughter.
Uh-huh.
So Kelsie and Kai, now that is Rasheeda and Kirk's son.
Okay,
and
right.
He's I think Rasheeda's first son.
Okay.
So Kelsie and Kai lived with thood. They all lived in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
And allegedly what the streets were saying, there's a possibility that thood was putting hands on Kelsie.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was it got to a point where Kelsie ended up calling her older brother,
right,
who is Kirk, and that's Kirk's son and Rasheeda's stepson.
Uh-huh.
So thood's family,
right,
who have been all over social media trying to get justice for their brother and saying, that Kelsie's not telling the truth and that she's not that she set their brother up. And according to the police, they were looking at Kai as a suspect. So that's the brother, the younger brother, who actually stayed at the house with thood and Kelsie.
Right.
And the people were saying all over the streets, especially thood's family was saying that Kai was on the run. That the suspect was on the run, that possibly Rasheeda and Kirk had come and hit him and all that stuff.
Girl, they were saying all that.
They were saying everything. But now, according to new reports, that actually even TMZ has this, they're saying that thood's passing is now being investigated as a potential self-defense.
Whoa.
And that's what Gwinnett County Police have been saying. And they said that after police confirmed the identity of the suspect in the Atlanta rapper's passing as the son of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta stars Kirk and Rasheeda Frost, they're now looking into the possibility that their son acted in self-defense following a dispute.
Wow.
A domestic issue. Law enforcement says their ongoing investigation indicates a domestic disturbance occurred at the location, which is a residence in unincorporated Snellville, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
A female sustained physical injuries during the dispute.
Oh.
The person with the blicky arrived at the residence after the physical altercation took place and separated himself from the residence before the pow occurred.
Uh-huh.
And that's according to police.
Mm-hmm.
Authorities report that the person with the blicky remained on the scene at the time of the incident, and both the power and the witnesses continued to cooperate with investigators.
Girl.
So, contrary to what the people were saying on the blogs and the family of thood was saying, the police are actually saying, no, the suspect has been cooperating. He didn't flee the scene. No one came and got him or anything like that.
Girl, there was all kind of stuff going on about that. They said that Kirk and Rasheeda were hiding him.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Come on now. This got to make more sense. And so now the clarification comes that they weren't hiding him, but that he had always been there to cooperate with the police.
That's what they're saying. That's what the authorities, the officials are saying. And it's so interesting that this is, although 2 of the children aren't Rasheeda's by blood, they're her stepchildren.
Right.
But this is 3 of their family members embroiled in a situation like this.
Oh,
That's 3.
It's bad.
If you look at the allegations that this man was possibly putting his hands on
Their
Kelsie,
daughter. Yeah.
on the daughter.
Uh-huh.
Also, Kelsie kind of said something like that. Once the news hit the airs, T Hood's family hit social media immediately, blaming Kelsie, saying all kinds of stuff, saying that she called her brothers to come and take out T Hood, and you know, they were just saying it was all her fault. And so that's what the rumors got around, that this girl did this, she set him up or whatnot. Now, Kelsie came out to clear her name on social media, and in her post she was saying there's everyone that told her not to talk, but she got to clear this up. She doesn't condone anything like that. She did not call her brothers to come over. She said that T Hood was her baby.
Yeah. And
regardless of whatever their situation was, they handle it their own selves. So it was kind of like an acquiesce, like a nod to, yeah, there may have been some stuff going on between them, but they always work it out together.
Okay.
And she even said that he was already recovering from being pow 3 times a few weeks back or so.
Oh, man.
So he already had 3 wounds.
Wow.
And then just this past, they mentioned something about 5 to 7 more.
Oh, this is just horrible.
I think they said in his back, in his stomach, and in his neck.
This is horrible.
And so basically she was saying that she didn't condone anything like that, brother or not. So it was like Kelsie was kind of saying that, you know, yeah, one of her brothers did something, and she didn't call them over there. She didn't condone it. That was her baby. They handle stuff for themselves. No one had any right to get involved. That's what she said on her own social media post.
Girl, the repercussions.
Yeah, which is making everybody look at it like, how is she just turning on her brothers like that? She alludes to the fact that there's some stuff going on that was going on between her and her boyfriend. So she possibly let this man put hands on her. And she mad at her brothers for possibly intervening.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when you start looking at the stuff that went down with Kirk and Rasheeda on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
That's when you start looking at the stuff when Rasheeda calling out K. Michelle, saying K. Michelle was not telling the truth about the incident, someone putting hands on her, just because Rasheeda knows the woman that the man is married to now.
Yeah, look at the history.
It's all kinds of toxicity. The way that Rasheeda has allowed Kirk to treat her, with the cheating, with the inappropriate behavior, with the disrespect, and she stayed and ignored it and looking like, you know, whatever, she never gonna leave that man. The way Kirk has been treating her has taught their children that this type of toxicity is normal.
And there you have it. This is just a mess because they grew up seeing this.
They grew up seeing it. So now not only do you have this girl thinking it's right to stay in a relationship that is toxic, where a man is possibly putting his hands on her, but you have the brothers coming in, possibly getting themselves embroiled further to intervene, and she turning on the brothers who tried to help her.
This is a mess. I do not know how this family is going to resolve this because someone is not here anymore.
Right.
And how do you resolve something like that? We have the one family who has suffered an horrendous loss. T Hood. His family is grieving.
Right.
We have another family entangled in someone not being here anymore.
Exactly. And then if it's not self-defense, then that's possibly that whole family facing some sort of charges. Because we never know. The way it's been going with media nowadays, no one knows what story is actually factual, what's true or anything.
We don't know the specifics of anything at this point.
Exactly, but you see where it stems from. It comes from it comes from them putting this stuff in front of their kids' faces, basically. And not, it's more than just, when it comes to the cheating and the disrespect, it's more than just the 2 people involved. Sometimes the adults involved want to act like that's not the kids' business. That's not affecting them.
But the kids see this.
Exactly, and they're thinking, oh, this is how it is. This is what they put up with. And that type of toxicity has led to something like this, because instead of the minute something being wrong in a relationship, instead of them saying, okay, I don't have to deal with this. My mother doesn't put up with this. My stepmother, my father respects my mother, whatever that is. Instead of them having that example to go by, they're like, oh, this is how it goes. So they stay in situations that end up coming to an end like this.
And it's not a good thing to see when someone has lost a family member in this manner.